Hello again, everybody. This is Dwayne Musino. I'm going to read a story called God's Garden, a Tree Story. Now, in my last video, I made a mistake. I didn't have the correct paperwork. I had the original copies, which were scattered here and there, which confused me because I thought it was the original first copy that I had in order, which was not. And I had it ready for the video, and it wasn't the right one. So I apologize for that. This video, if you're watching this now, is going to be the original ones right here. You can tell it's the originals right here because I put the background with the leaves and everything to make it look original. All right, so here we go. I'm going to read it now. It's called God's Garden, a Tree Story. Hope you enjoy it. Since time began, we have been in God's garden. I hear a voice giving instructions always, a garden in which life is always renewed. God's instructions are clear. As one of our kind falls to time, it is explained we are all part of this system to fertilize the next generation of trees. We are shown a secret known to trees alike, a way to count our seasons before it is our time to fall. To fulfill God's promises to life's cycles, all our needs are given as warmth from a sun and the moon at night, for a cycle of tides and moisture to replenish always. We must share the resources and enjoy the sun and life giving water, and give to the garden all food and shade needed for life. We have strong, deep roots in earth. This day I turned my eyes and noticed a little girl circling all the trees around me and looking up at my branches. I saw and felt an oddly shaped kite, as she called it. She walked away, confused, but determined to find a way to free the kite from my branches. I am not alone in this garden. Many trees, all different, but the same purpose of cleaning the air in the garden. We all make a promise to God to never falter from our jobs. The seasons change per instructions. We must change the colors of our leaves, yet drop the old for the new in season. The night arrived. I asked God for a wind to shake the kite from me. And as the branches shook the kite, in short time fell to the ground. I was happy to have helped the little girl, and I must say I can't wait to see her reaction in the morning. As day arose and the girl walked to me, she was so happy to see the wind the night before had dropped the kite for her to hold once again. She hugged me and she ran away excited. We provide a waypoint for God's workers in the garden. Our leaves give shade as to not lose too much water from the roots. As many, it's easier to do our job to extend life. We are nature in harmony, also God's recycling engine. Insects and elements make it harder and hot and cold weather months to do our job. Elements change my appearance and my life. Time passed and a little girl arrived and a boy. They must like each other because they both carved their names into the outer part of my tree. A heart shape. This looks like the little girl I helped some time past get a kite from my branches. But now she is no longer a little girl, and with time she grew as we do. And she returned to me and placed her heart into a promise, and from this heart a line pointing to God. I notice she is very curious and kind, so I feel as if we know now have a strong bond between us, this girl and I. So I asked God to give her a life full of ways to fill her curious nature, and I was happy. Night is lonely, and no one is around. While day is my happy time, life is awakened for another day. I know these things because I am the tree. We are great in number and difference per job we are given. Our job is to clean the air in the garden and grow to feed the creatures and give needed shelter always. As time passed, a young woman approached me and placed her hand on the heart a little girl once gave to me as a promise. I knew her, but she looked older. She was the girl, the very same to place the heart and names inside of it. She has now grown again. It seems they grow fast. For as she visits, she grows. Today she smiled at me. She wore a uniform of a forest ranger, those who take care of and manage the life cycles of all known trees and all creatures of God. A little girl has blossomed from curiosities to kindness and now into a woman who believes in taking care of life in all forms. A promise fulfilled and a thank you to God. A real tree detective for all the trees of the garden. Like a snapshot of time, the girl grows as a tree to a woman. She moves away from me, what she called a camera, and with a click and a flash, she recorded my life, my gifts, and my promise to God and earth to stand the test of time. Thank you for hearing a tree's story. Dwayne T. Messino finished March 22nd, 2018 at 11:17 p.m. Okay, everybody. I hope you enjoyed God's Garden, a Tree Story, the way it was supposed to have been read the first time in the first video. I now hope you did enjoy it in its completion, the way it was supposed to be. And everybody, my next short story is going to be called A Small Tale. I will do that within the next day or so, maybe 2 days, depending on whether I get to it fast or not. I hope you all enjoy it. Everybody take care of yourselves, and I'm going to end the stream now. God's Garden, a Tree Story. Take care, everybody.